I think the old man.
Hey, it's Monday. Welcome to The Reliables and inappropriate conversations just before we go live on air.
It's really the only way. You have to run it right up to the wire. Otherwise, it's not doing it right.
You know, you just don't get the thrill if you're not like just pushing the edge, right?
Hello, chat.
I love
Hi,
that
chat.
jingle.
Hello. We love you.
Hi, chat.
Hi, chat.
This is The Reliables, a live stream tabletop RPG show featuring the Savage Worlds game system by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. I'm James Durham, your host and GM, and I've got some lovely, lovely people at the table today. I'm going to introduce them, and they're going to tell you a little bit about their pilot character, which is their main character on the show, and their avatar character, who we get different ones throughout the season as stuff goes on. We're going to start with, absolutely not starting with my favorite first. There's no way my favorite person is who we're starting with. This is not my favorite person. Hey, it's Helen Roundhill.
Woot.
Hi! It's okay. I understand, James. It's not that you're starting with your favorite person. It's that you're starting with everyone's favorite person.
Aww.
Hi, I'm Princess Hedgehog. I am, of course, first name Princess, last name Hedgehog, a mushroom goblin and royalty. So you're welcome to start praising me now. Now.
Praise.
Now.
Praise.
Thank you.
Praise.
Let's see. I am a badass magic user and apparently also the tank I heard last week.
Yeah. Last that you were
But
definitely
I always hide behind people. That's how I stay alive. Except I didn't do it this week. So watch out, friends. I'm in peril.
How about you tell us a little bit about the avatar you've got this week?
Oh yeah, that's right. My avatar this week is Catherine Ross. Catherine Ross is a lady reporter who's really, really trying to get an interview with a potentially deranged psychiatrist. So, she's really salivating over this one. It's going to be a great story.
Thank you, Helen.
Mhm.
We are also joined by Xander Layden, everyone. Xander. Take your time, no rush.
Yes, James?
No rush, take your time.
Yeah, hello. I'm Xander Layden. I'm playing Paul, the last Sodian. I'm dressed as my avatar right now, but this is a pretty accurate representation of Paul. They are a large, polysilicate mineral-based life form, very smart and slow to anger, and they got a heart of gold. And my avatar is an FBI agent. His name is Martin Shaw, Special Agent Martin Shaw, never without a cup of coffee in his hands.
A little bird told me that might be Coco.
No,
Care to comment, Agent Shaw?
It's definitely
Actually,
coffee.
that's not exactly what I said.
He's a cocaine. Whatever.
That's a different show.
All right.
Space
Martin
cocaine.
Martin put away with the help of Catherine Ross, was able to put away this awful serial killer, and he's on a mission to escort him into this asylum, and things are starting to go a little awry. So, see how things go.
Thank you, Xander. We also have new for this season here, Dave Beecham with us today. Dave, you want to talk to us a little?
Oh, hello, I didn't see you there. Hi, I'm Dave. I am playing Winston Williams III, intrepid explorer, who is always out and about for doing the awesomeness that is being an intrepid explorer. And my avatar, that I am the serial killer who has been captured and taken to the asylum for dismembering numerous people using my bare hands.
I thought you crushed them. You dismembered them too?
That's part of the crushing.
You removed their members?
No. They were in clubs, and it was a lifetime membership.
Now I remember.
Speaking of, inane comments that make no sense, let me introduce Christian Doyle.
Like, just because you don't get it doesn't mean it doesn't make sense. That's not on me, man. Hi, I'm Christian Doyle. I play the part of Jono Mox, somewhat shape-shifting space assassin.
Oh, assassin now. Last week we were a thief.
Well, he's a man of many hats, wigs. He's a man of many wigs. He is in the avatar currently of Abraham Waskowitz, who is pretending to be a Dr. Carl Einhart. He is there to assassinate
Assassinate?
the doctor in question at the facility we're at, because he believes them to be a former Nazi. Former, whatever. Former, if you say.
Yeah, former, right.
Mm-hmm. Not a good guy. We're gonna.
Ooh, that's not right.
I do see what you did there. Yeah. I'm disappointed.
That's very disappointing. And that is the cast for our show. Now, before we get into the show, let's talk about a few things in it. This show can be influenced by you. Yes, it is the most interactive live stream RPG in the world, perhaps in the universe, perhaps in the metaverse, perhaps just of all time. But we can go with that. Of all time?
Of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time. Modesty.
Yes, modesty, not a thing.
I've never met her.
And you do this through our store.
Modesty sounds like a stripper name.
Oh, yeah.
Out of the stage we have modesty.
That's a good name.
Put your hands together for modesty.
Hey, Dave, you want to tell us about what's in the store?
Well, yes, I would, James. Yes, I would. So we have a store, and you can go on there and you can buy things to then influence what happens to us whilst we play. First, we have a shout-out, which we will give a shout-out to the person who buys the shout-out. We have Benny saved as a Benny earned. Bennies are used by us to help us re-roll. So if we get a really bad roll and we're going to die or something's not going to happen, we can spend those Bennies to make the dice hopefully play better. They could play worse. Jam the Works. Jam the Works, you can spend some money to have us talk about Jam. We like Jam a lot. We'll take a few minutes off of ours to talk about it. Now that you can have something happen that will actually impede or somehow otherwise.
It's a Benny for James.
To skew the story by allowing the GM.
Don't try to sweeten this for them. It's a Benny
With
for
jam?
James.
That's just peachy. That's just peachy. So yeah, you can change things up by having the GM do something awful.
Try to preserve some integrity here.
Yeah.
All I have is raspberries for that joke.
Just spreading it thick.
You can buy it with your BlackBerry.
Oh. Wow.
Personality reorder. You can change our personalities. This is the one where we can we'll move between this is Red Rocket, right?
Red Rocket.
This is they can move the red rocket for us.
You can move our Red Rocket for us. So moving between our avatar or our pilot, you can control that with money. Many people controlled by Red Rocket with money in the past. Win, lose, or draw. We will actually stop what we're doing here and play the game from the 80s of Win, Lose, or Draw.
That's not at all.
No, I'm sorry. That was...
I think Bert Convey does live nearby.
Does everyone remember when they thought it was a bad idea for me to do this store?
Yes.
Okay, I just want everybody to meditate
We still
on
think
that
it's a
for
bad idea.
So win, lose, or draw. If they're we draw cards to see who goes first, second, third in our fighting battles, and you can use that to help get a better card for somebody. Shock the system. We will rearrange who we are playing, and suddenly have to reorder
who we are.
who we are.
That's we get a random red rocket.
Random red rocket.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's like
Wait, so we're working with randos?
Randos. Rando Carlisle.
Triple R, the Rando Red Rocket.
That's my stripper name. All right, then we have Dance Magic Dance. Well,
I
we
thought it
will
was-
dance for you.
I thought it was Rando Calrissian.
I thought it was modesty. You were laying it down.
And out of the stage, Red Rocket. All right, no, we will dance for you. If you want to pay to actually watch us dance, we will put on a professional dance routine. Professional dance routine for you for a small fee.
I think only Helen knows how to dance.
We will pay Helen.
You just
to
put
do
your
a
lips together and
semi-professional-
blow. Wait, no, that's
No,
not it.
that's
That's a
something
different
else.
dance entirely. Story time. We actually have a story time over from last week. We're going to give it to you. That's where you can actually hear a story from one of our characters about our backstory about it. You know, either something specific about our situation, how we became something, how we learned something, where we came from, and we will tell you about ourselves for a little bit. We have a reliable source, and this is where we talk about the fourth wall, and we will like do a little. You know, it's like The Office where we're in the middle of a big fight scene. Somebody says, "Oh, let's go and break that fourth wall." I can talk about, during this fight, I suddenly thought to myself, I haven't changed my underwear in a while, and we'll give you that fourth wall break and do a little story for you.
Have you changed your underwear in a while?
You have to wear them to change them, baby. We have
Oh boy.
Edge Lord, which is getting an edge.
Which we give Jono Mox a reroll, right?
Getting an education. That's where somebody gets a huge edge in some way to use. With
You can just say I don't know.
I don't know what
Yeah.
that
You're giving.
We give an edge to James to have his
an
bad
edge.
guys
Thank
F
You
us
are
over even
edging
more.
James,
is.
and nobody needs
I would
that.
not edge James. There's not enough points up there.
It's only a 2-hour show.
All right, next time I throw an edging party, you can't come.
Oh no!
Man, I've been building up for that for years. Damn it.
Oh
Oh my god!
Chaos,
If you have enough money, it suddenly becomes tantric, though. So
Right? Thank you, Sting. Meta Meltdown, we will all suddenly have to change places, hats, things, and become different people. Suddenly in the middle of a scene, we've done it several times.
It's very confusing, but
It
fun.
is. It is. Suddenly being, somebody you have no history on and knowledge how to use their powers is brilliant. Rule of Cool is really cool. You can suddenly have us be cool.
We got one?
You got this.
I got this one.
You can do it.
do you want a hand?
I want a hand.
You want a
That's for
hand?
friend.
Yeah. Okay. So with the rule of cool, we all go around the table and we're all like, physics be damned,
That's the
rules
one.
be damned. I want to do this in this moment, and you back at home get to vote on which one of those things is super cool. Oh. Spoilers. Which one of those things is super duper cool? You choose which one succeeds, and the rest of us have to roll to make it happen. So who knows? A cacophony of things could all happen at once. But meanwhile, the one that you chose will succeed without a hitch.
Tell
that
us
is your
more.
rule of- Well, boy, I'm so glad you asked, because that takes us next to the hack attack, which is basically your own personal rule of cool, where you, back at home, discuss in chat and or on the Discord, probably on the Discord. If you buy a hack attack, you get to affect the game directly, as in, you can send us a flood of beavers and bushes. What, did I say something funny?
No.
Or
not,
suggestion?
not yet in this
Not
show.
I never have. Anyway, so you can send something to directly impact, say, for instance, in this insane asylum that we are stuck in at the moment, you could decide to open every single door for us and for the inmates and see who wins.
Brilliant.
You could build a ladder to heaven.
You could build a ladder to heaven. You could send a stagecoach with a drinking problem to come and save us. Anything goes.
Bees.
Not wrong.
Bees.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave
Bees.
and Helen. Thank you both.
Good job, Dave and
much.
Helen.
So does this mean I get the store back next week?
Maybe. We'll see what
Okay.
happens.
Okay. I'll try to tighten it up into like 5 minutes instead of 15.
So on this show, we play the Savage Worlds game system by Pinnacle Entertainment Group, and Christian's going to tell us a little bit about how Savage Worlds works. Christian?
Okay, why are you always doing this to me, making me introduce the game like I know anything about Savage Worlds Adventure Edition by Pinnacle Entertainment Group? Sorry, I really just enjoy doing that. Savage Worlds is a multi-genre RPG, tabletop style, where you use dice to get the outcomes of what your characters can and can't do, just like many other RPGs there. However, what makes this fantastic is that it is not only limitless in scope of what you can do and where you can do it as far as genre and, everything else goes, but it's also fast, fun, and furious. We use cards to determine when we go in the combat round, and we use poker chips to get ourselves out of trouble. Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. Try it today. We are.
Man,
Thank you.
they need to send you over some copy there.
And as we've discussed previously with the Red Rockets, they're both pilots and avatars on this show. One is the physical body that you occupy, and one is, well, your real character who spends time occupying that body. Xander, you want to tell us how that works?
Absolutely. So pilots and avatars. When we jump into a metaverse, we jump into the bodies of avatars. And in the body of an avatar, we are able to pull upon their skills and knowledge and experience and channel that person's identity.
And their hit points, unfortunately.
But
Sorry, toughness. It's toughness. in this system.
toughness. All their physical attributes as well, even if we're in avatar form. Pilot form. But we are able to move that red rocket from the P to the A and back again, or right in the middle.
We need to show them this
love
red
some
rocket
DNA.
you're
Show them
talking
the red
about.
rocket.
Show
There
them
it
the
is,
red
the
rocket. There's the
beautiful
red
red rocket.
rocket.
Enchanting. Red
A little
Rocket.
PNA with red rockets, always a good time.
And if we're in the middle, we can access both power sets, but
At
with a
disadvantage.
penalty. Yeah. So,
These red rockets just disappeared.
do you want to be on the P or the V? Well, that
The-
depends.
the
What do you
V.
want to try to accomplish? And if you want to be in the middle, well, you have to ask yourself, is it worth it?
Let me work it.
I think I covered most of them.
I'm fine. We're
Yeah.
all fine.
The
Yeah,
laconic
you're all
stylings of Xander Layton.
I'm never
you're all
losing this coffee cup. So much fun.
This is-
It adds a whole nother dimension.
You're all wonderful. Anybody remember what happened last week? Anybody at all?
Oh, sure. We went back in time. No, we jumped into a world where it was just post Cold War, or no, just post World War II,
That's right.
and we're all playing avatars that are going to this insane asylum for one reason or another, where all of these horrible, criminally insane people are kept. We've decided to go there voluntarily. Some of us are reporters, some of us are cops, some of us are serial killers, and at least one of us is an assassin pretending to be a doctor. Looking for the main guy who runs this facility, all for different reasons. When we get there, we find his particular mansion, I guess, is his on the property, is on fire, and there's a dead guy inside who's clearly supposed to be him. Through some investigation, we decided that it was not him. Then we went into the asylum proper, and from there, things got hazy. I think my edible kicked in.
We went into the asylum proper. We found some very concerning things, including that a lot of the inmates had been released. I remember this because I got shot.
Yeah, you did.
I got shot with a shotgun at relatively close range because somebody told me I was the tank. I still don't think I'm the tank. Anyway, so the inmates are running the asylum at this point, and we are just trying to survive. It's
Yeah.
fairly fair.
That's not terribly wrong, and that's right where we're picking up. The bodies are still warm, laying on the ground.
Oh, that's right. We did kill some people.
Yeah, inmates that attacked you with shotguns and crude improvised weapons.
Right, they have literally taken over the asylum. We have no idea where the doctor is. We're trying to get to...
You've seen no doctor, no staff whatsoever. You've seen some disturbing signs, blood spatter and drag marks. The only inmates besides these 4 you've come across are the ones that were just so completely far gone that they're just sitting in their cells and gibbering madly.
They were the craziest of them, essentially. They had the most wrong with them that could not be maintained outside of a cell.
Who's the maddest of them all?
It seems rather ominous. But so here you are, still in this hallway. It's still blood on the ground. The gentleman who was supposed to be brought here to spend throughout the rest of his days, Simon Simmons, is currently armed with a shotgun taken from one of these inmates in your previous fight.
That's probably fine.
Yeah, absolutely fine.
Of course it is.
And just for a quick refresher, let's see where everybody is on the slider.
Oh, that's a great...
You all know where you're at there.
Dead center, baby.
And everybody else has got the pilot in charge, so...
Indeed. Indubitably.
Still doing pretty good for the rest of you. Things could go sideways at any minute.
Oh, I don't think they will, though.
Now, it seems that we...
Couldn't possibly.
It seems that you owe a story time over there.
Indeed.
So let's take a second and get our fun little logo to come up on the screen.
So this
and then
was a story time that was purchased
last week.
Last week.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you decided that you were going to spend it on...
Winston Williams III, and tell you a little bit about how I came to be who I am. She as a young boy, I lived with my parents, who were both intrepid explorers themselves, and they went off in search of some treasure, left me at home with the butler, and they died. And I was raised by my manservant. When I became of age, I started on my own adventures.
So you're Batman.
So during that time, I trained with my manservant. He raised me to look for clues and things, and shoot guns, and run and fight, and to skin animals and read the weather, and to do all the things to be a top-notch, jolly good man, I say. And then I learned at one point that there was a secret room in my parents' house where I opened it up and found a map of where they'd gone, and I followed this map and went to an island where I helped discover and save the world from the end of the Mayan extinction of the calendar. After which point, I then found myself on another adventure where I went and I found that the Nazis, before the World War, were trying to find the Ark of the Covenant. And so myself and some friends, we went and we found the Ark before them. And I followed that Ark and ended up saving the world by closing my eyes. Rather special. After that time, I went on to open a pie shop. For several years, I was a baker in a small town in New Mexico. During that time, I learned to bake like no one else ever learned to bake. Many recipes I learned on my intrepid adventures. One day, while I was baking, a group of government men came out in from the desert, being very hungry, rather strange because they'd seen something in the skies. I was rather interested, and so, dismissing them, I found a car that contained a young man that was rather strange in color, spoke no English, and was completely gray of hair, big black eyes. Became very good friends. He moved in with me and my family, lived in the attic for many years with many adventures, until finally, one day, a man came to my door and said, "You, sir, we'd like you to join our intrepid group of pilots in this metaverse." I was like, "Well, jolly good." So I left my wife and family and my friend upstairs, Roger, and joined this intrepid group of explorers.
Lord.
Wow.
Have mercy.
That was a story. Wow.
So we got a little, what?
Yeah, which turned out to be a bunch of slavers from Arena.
You left out the whole slavery part, but that's okay.
Hey, he doesn't like to talk about it. He had a bad experience.
See, this is exactly why I like to make him talk about it.
During the slavery, I learned a lot about myself and who my real friends are.
If you tell all of your stories, they won't want to hear any more.
This is true. Although this one time,
Oh, boy.
boy.
Oh, boy.
it was someone's birthday. They wanted a pie. They're like, "Oh, but we're in prison." I'm like, I can make you a pie from our rations. Took me 4 days and 13 murders, but finally I baked a lovely little blueberry scotch pie.
Well, so there you are in the hallway. Catherine, Princess Hedgehog, you're bleeding. You've got shotgun pellets embedded in your body.
This is very possibly the first time that this has ever happened to me, and I don't like it. Oh, right. I can heal myself. I'm going to do that.
That's a great idea.
All
If you
right,
don't like getting shot,
what's your
heal it.
spell casting?
It's a 12.
All right, I'll take a d12 and a d6 as Princess Hedgehog uses some of her powerful magic, or their powerful magic, to heal themselves. A 2 and a 1's not
Starting
so
off
great.
strong, I'm going to burn a Benny on this one.
You want to use one of the 2 in the store or one of your personals?
Well, let's just call it one from the store and one personal, because it just came up 2s.
Okay, 1 and 1. Let's try that one more time. Maybe you're just stuck bleeding, apparently. Oh,
There
no,
you go.
that's going to work out for you.
Oh,
Sealed up. You know, it doesn't get rid of the blood stains on the clothes, but
That's all right. Catherine wears black.
no. I'm just...
specifically to hide the blood.
Specifically to hide the blood. And the ink stains. Interestingly, both very difficult to get out.
That's why I
Similar
wear brown
techniques,
pants.
but
As you discovered...
I would never need them. I see you wear khaki.
As you discovered previously, the bodies of these inmates that you had to fight have signs of both physical and perhaps chemical, psychological, some form of torture has been done upon them.
I'm going to examine the bodies.
What skill are you going to use to examine the bodies? Perhaps the healing skill or the science skill? What are you thinking?
I think science, and I would like to just go ahead and burn my session use of sage. I want to get as much information.
What does
as
sage
possible.
do for you
So-
in that case?
So once per session, you gain +4 to a single roll that's used to gain knowledge.
Oh, wow.
I want an exact rundown of what happened to these guys and how it happened, and potentially, some information on how I might reverse or change it.
All right, what do you have for the science skill with a +4 bonus?
Yeah, so that's a 10 + 2.
So it's going to be a D10 + 6. Wow. Oh, a 14 is a success with 2 raises. Yes, these individuals definitely underwent physical torture, some form of chemical behavioral modification, and strangely enough, something that absolutely does not fit within this dimension at all, they were subjected to magic.
Okay.
And you are certain from the brief packet of information you got before coming into this dimension that there isn't magic in this dimension. At all. None. This metaverse is magic-free.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I exist here. I exist in this space.
Precisely.
And
Thanks.
As a person who is not native, Princess Hedgehog has magic here, which might lead you to some conclusions.
Okay. And also in the process of doing this, do I get a sense of the compounds used in the chemical alterations?
Very rudimentary.
Okay.
The physical science that you're seeing here is fitting for the era and seems to have been ongoing. Like that has been going for a while. It's a process, whereas this magic is a relatively recent addition, a change.
Okay. So we're dealing with some dark science.
What do you mean dark science?
It's science augmented with dark magic.
Oh, I thought they did it in the dark. It'd be difficult to do magic in the dark. But,
Oh, good.
I disagree. Most of what I do in the dark is magic.
jolly good, jolly good.
Wait, are you talking about?
I can make fire with my hands and light the way. I don't.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, that's what she meant.
Fascinating.
It is. So, magic?
Yes, of the dark kind.
Right. What kind of the dark kind? Any ideas? I know this is not your thing. I'm sorry.
It seems like it was used in tandem with chemical alterations and torture in order to break and control these inmates.
Psychomancy.
So who decides what
That sounds awesome.
magic is dark magic? I would just like to be on the record, when we killed Hitler, had I then chosen to heal Hitler, which is generally considered to be like light magic healing people, but if I had chosen to heal Hitler, surely that would make it dark magic. So, like, is there kind of a gray zone here, or are we working in absolutes?
Well, these are just, at the end of the day, we have to remember these are words and labels that don't necessarily bear any concrete relation to reality. So for my purposes, I just tend to think of it as a convenient box that can be used if a type of magic is typically used for nefarious purposes or not.
So we're talking like more like mind control stuff, or are we talking more like necromancy stuff?
Psychomancy, I think, is a term you're referring to.
It's a really cool name. I hope that is.
Very, very.
You see, necromancy is raising the dead, where psychomancy is controlling the mind. So you use spirits and things like the zombification, often used in the.
So if I used Beast Friend on a dead thing, would that be
necromancy?
If the beast is dead, then it probably wouldn't do anything, right?
if I brought it back to life and then used Beast Friend to make it do my bidding? Would that be psychomancy?
The first part would be necromancy. The second part would be psychomancy. If psychomancy is a thing, and if it's not, it should be, because that's such a cool name.
That is so cool.
Zombification in some cultures is a psychomantic process where one uses spells and chemicals and often rituals to control one's mind and body. If you can take control or maintain control of someone else.
Okay, I have another question. At what point does Beast Friend start to kick in? Because I am seeing a lot of beastly behavior around here, and I feel like that means that I should be allowed to... Yes?
Are you trying to use us to find loopholes in your own spells that we don't understand?
What I am creating is a little bit of like a Socratic seminar where I ask questions and then the responses help me to suss out where the truth lies.
So part of necromancy is by raising the dead, you do have automatic control over them. So using psychomancy after necromancy would be putting a hat on a hat.
Where is the scientist getting the magic to perform whatever he's doing on these people? Where is the magic coming from?
From the dark.
Mine comes from my hands. I can show you if you like.
I just don't know how it came to this, honestly.
To my hands?
No, like when we first got together.
Yeah.
Like all of us on the ship.
Yeah.
Doing this whole, you know, solving mysteries through time and space thing.
Yep.
I feel like I was the irresponsible one, and like by a lot.
Well done.
And now here we are, less than 2 years later, and I am frustrated with your explanation on something.
Yeah, I would like to say that's because you have had character development and I haven't.
Well,
I just stayed where I was. You just got more responsible.
I'm tapping into my fun-loving side.
So what do we need?
Doc Rock has something here.
What do we need to do to get you there?
Oh, I don't know.
And if I hear one word about subsonic vibrations out of you, we are going to have words, pal. Okay.
What?
Speaking of subsonic vibrations, hello. Okay, I'm fine.
The power is on, so not everything is bad news.
Very true, very true.
You've got lights overhead. It's not dark. You don't need flashlights anymore.
So the
That's
dark
a positive.
magic most likely was channeled from another dimension, I would say. Wouldn't you agree, Doc Rock?
That makes
Doc
sense.
Rock.
I don't believe magic
You were like
to
2
be
for 2 on fucking awesome names today, man.
So good. Doc Rock.
Doc Rock. I like it because it sounds like I do rock music, which, if you remember, I did do that one time.
Oh, I was calling you Doc Rock because it seemed like you're always talking so slowly because you're stoned. But that works as well.
Yes.
Wow.
I have a sponge.
Also, you
We
look
can-
like a mineral a lot of the time. Like a rock is a mineral.
Mostly.
Bumpy, lumpy.
Do you have any stories about necromancy from your travels?
I do.
Can we take 20 minutes to listen to one? I would be very most curious to hear.
I feel as though we're losing a little bit of our objective here, though.
Ah.
I still want to get a quote from that doctor. Hello.
Yes.
All right.
But yes, the magic seems to be non-native to this area, so
That was
it is
in the- that-
likely being channeled.
That was in the
yes.
briefing, right?
Yes.
I know I skimmed that. This is a non-magic area. Like this metaverse, no go on the. This is like completely mundane. We don't have weird psychic boys or superheroes. This is just vanilla.
Should be inert.
So we should be able to find where the magic is. They must be channeling it from somewhere else in a specific area. Very hard to AOE dark magic. So it must be like a laboratory or some sort of a centralization, a focal point, could you say, of dark energies, magnetic forces, or some sort of a
Or
cosmetic, yes?
our Nazi doctor isn't originally from Germany.
Bingo.
Oh, true.
That's which way I'm leaning. Which means,
So you let us waste all of this time? You could have just told us.
you know, I feel like letting you get there yourself sometimes is probably the best way to go about it. Otherwise, you won't have character development.
Socratic
Okay,
method.
Davamox.
I thought it was obvious.
Datum.
Oh, I read that. I read that.
So whoever this person is, though, still would have to have a central location to do this in. We need to
Well-
find that location.
Look, all I want to do is find this guy and stab him in the throat.
Okay. I mean,
I would
Yeah.
recommend maybe not stabbing in the throat, maybe perhaps.
tell you what, you stab in the throat, I'll flame the balls. Like, between the two of us, we're going to have a great time.
Right? We're basically like Mr. and Mrs. Jack Sprat.
I'm thinking capture maybe in question, just...
But we do have to track him.
Follow me! And I start running down the hall.
Wait!
Running ahead, the power is on, which is great, but most of the branches that you pass by for the different wings, those gates are still closed and shut. But hey, there's still a path ahead that you can follow upon. Is anyone following, or are you just letting?
No, of course, we're not going to
Yeah,
let her
we'll
just
follow
run off by herself again.
Okay.
As we follow, I start to build the thing I was talking
Here's
towards.
the thing where, like, you are the team leader, but
But I'm not.
Vector Reigns is the team leader.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
oh, don't tell John.
But you know you can douse out dark
Hedgehog,
magic.
Yeah.
stop.
Okay.
Where are you going?
I figured I would follow the howling peals of laughter.
Mm-hmm.
That seemed like a good bet. You got a crazy doctor? They're probably laughing. The guy inside of our guy here knows that too.
I don't disagree with what you're doing or how you're doing it. I think it's great.
Thank you.
Can you use your powers to detect magic?
Ooh, I don't know that I can.
Nah, living douse.
Do you
there are
Do
definitely-
you have a spell casting skill?
I do have a spellcasting
Then yes,
skill,
you
but
can.
okay.
Okay.
But like healing actually isn't on here, so I could be dead right now.
You could be.
I'm just saying something's got left.
She
off
does
of
have
my
healing
sheet.
though.
Yeah.
We know you do.
Okay.
Canonically, I do. I just went to be like, how many PowerPoints is this going to take? None, apparently.
Well, spam,
So if you-
spam away.
Yeah, if
Okay, so I will use a spellcasting roll to try
Okay.
to locate the direction from which I was just following my gut because I feel like my gut would probably tell me.
Can I get a D12 and a D6, please?
My gut's like, this seems like magic. Yeah,
Definitely
see?
below you.
Below, not below. Okay.
Not on air.
Oh, okay. So I guess we got to go down.
Oh my. That's hard to swallow.
and
It's dank down there.
okay, yeah, we'll find a way down then.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just when you thought we couldn't get any lower. There's a whole nother level to the spell thing.
All right.
So I keep running.
You are not faster than me. What?
Look
I
at those
could
little
be.
legs go.
I could be.
Quite
Hold
impressive.
up. Time to cast some sloth speed.
I'm gonna spill my coffee if I
Are you
run any
really doing
faster.
this? I see you waving your hand. Don't you wave your hands around? Oh, first. Gee.
Are you casting speed on yourself?
I am.
All right, get another D12 and D6. Wow, 12 aces.
You could have given that to everybody.
And you are twice as fast as you just were a moment ago. And off goes Catherine Ross, being piloted by Princess Hedgehog. Out of sight and around a corner in no time.
Have fun getting shot by 40 crazy people.
I'll just heal myself.
And before long, following the only open passageway, you reach stairs descending. You know your friends are somewhere behind you.
I am.
We didn't want to be in this episode anyway. You go ahead.
And
I'm dropping hairpins so that they have like a trail to follow.
no, there was no other place they could go with the closed gates. But you distinctly hear agonized screaming coming from below. Someone is in pain. A lot of it. Or someone's. Is it lots of them? It's hard to tell.
As
Is
I
it terror?
crept forward with
Pain?
my heart in my throat, I thought to myself, perhaps I was foolish leaving my friends behind, or perhaps I will know the secret of the magic before anyone else. My curiosity could not be sated. I took another step forward. I looked. I saw. What did I see?
I think it's time for a system shock.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
That's what I think it's time for.
There goes the neighborhood.
Let's go ahead and see where they are on those sliders as we go across the table. Let's start over there with Jonah Mox over there. Let's see where you end up, my friend. Let's go ahead and put you all the way over into the Avatar side. I think it's time.
The more serious one.
Yes. Even more serious. Very much so. And just swap you all the way across over there. Now, Warren and Simon over there. It looks like you're full pilot at the moment, too. Let's go ahead and let's just put you in the middle. Let a little bit of Simon out to play.
No. Oh, we knew we were going to get to a hat on a hat
on a hat.
eventually.
All right. And for Paul and Agent Shaw, let's put you in full Avatar. Let's let the agent out.
All right.
Get very serious.
I stopped chasing.
And for Catherine and Princess Hedgehog, let's also go full Avatar.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Catherine's useless.
I know.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. A good use of a system shock there. Perfect timing. You're at the top of the stairs all alone, Catherine.
My knees were knocking together. It sounded like something below me was knocking together as well. Knocking together monsters in the basement.
The screaming, and you have a vague, dream-like recollection of the past few minutes, including casting magic on yourself. Yeah, that was magic, which you know distinctly is not real.
I've been challenged by many things over my long
Shut up.
and celebrated career.
Hand
and in
over her
that
mouth.
time.
Now, for yourselves
Oh,
in
did
the
you catch
hallway,
up? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Simon has a shotgun.
Simon's got a... Oh, no.
It's quite all right. I've got some control of this, gentlemen. It's itch to remove your head. It's quite all right. It'll be fine. I mean,
You sound even more insane than usual right now.
They still say the life is fake.
And of course, the three of you do have a dream-like recollection of the past few minutes but still know that they were real. That all just happened.
I've never baked a pie. Have I?
I'm going to keep this leveled on you if you make one false move. Insane or not, you're going in the hole. And when I say hole, I mean death. And when I say death, I mean hell. Because that's where you're going, into the hole. And by
Say,
hole, I mean
friend.
death. And by death, I mean hell.
Don't you think that gun would go better with my outfit? Pass it over.
Without that, stealth, please.
Okay. What do you got for stealth?
Oh, only an 8.
All right, let's take a D8 and a D6. As our would-be assassin creeps down the stairs. The screaming grows louder as you get to the bottom of the stairs. There is a heavy security door hanging open at the bottom of the stairs, but very, very stout. Like this bottom floor was kept under tight security at one point. Would have been almost impossible for anyone to break out.
All right, I'm going to head to the top of the stairs again. Is everybody up there?
Yeah. It's a little tense. Shaw's got a handgun pointed at Simon.
Say, Simon,
Yes.
have you considered my suggestion?
I'm just gonna shut the door if they're still talking. Just
Simon.
And by whole, I mean
Little lady, you had your chance at a gun. This one's mine now.
just no false moves, all right?
No false moves.
I seem to recall you fighting alongside us for some reason.
Yes, indeed, I don't want to die and go to hell on a pole.
But I still don't trust you.
I don't trust you trusting me.
I knock on the door.
Hello?
He's staring at you from the other side of a door.
Hello.
Professor?
What did you see down there?
Trouble.
Trouble.
Right here in River
Any
City.
way you could elucidate?
I'm trying to be quiet.
Quiet.
I would suggest that you do the same.
Very, very quiet. I'm hunting insane asylums. Yeah.
Why don't you go first?
Probably a good idea.
All right,
I
slipping
go
into
first.
the high security hallway. These cells are different down here. They are all also with much heavier reinforced doors with tighter security on them.
Sneak.
But all of these cell doors that line the hallway are hanging wide open. There's not a single occupant in any of them.
Okay.
And you are certain this is where the worst of the worst offenders would be held.
Okay. Now that we're all down here.
What?
Now that we are all down here.
Yes. All right.
Did anyone find it suspicious that this was the only door that was open?
It seems as if we're being funneled.
We are.
Funnel cakes.
So they knew we were coming. And they wanted us?
You have magic.
Not exactly us, but
Maybe your beards.
yes. Us. Sure.
So they wanted the worst of the worst for the worst of their plans.
Well, I don't know what they're doing with the people. They could be taking them anywhere. It doesn't matter. We're in big trouble.
And with that, you hear footsteps coming down the stairs behind you.
Behind us.
Mm-hmm.
Hide.
And
In a
several
hall.
individuals hop out of the open cells in front of you, as though they were lying in wait as you try to duck behind cover. And it looks like more inmates. And they are also armed with shotguns again.
Okay.
Aha!
Right.
Shotguns.
I pull out my police revolver, which I totally forgot that I had last week.
You have police people?
Let's
I
see how
have
these
a
cards
police
come up.
revolver. I'm an American. Oh no.
Oh my, a joker right off the bat. You can move any
Oh, boy.
individual anywhere on the slider
Oh.
you so choose.
Oh,
Pick any one person and put them anywhere.
oh, God. I would love it to be me, but Helen will be dead by the end of the round. So we're gonna move her Princess Hedgehog
All the way hedgehog.
Yep,
all
Are
the
you
way
sure
Hedgehog.
there's a literal psychopath with a shotgun in our party right now?
Yeah, no, I understand that, but you are a detriment as your avatar.
I thought I was rather fetching, but all right.
Oh no, you're beautiful and well spoken, but you keep running off by yourself.
That's not going to change when I'm hedgehog.
No, but at least you'll have some firepower to back yourself up.
That's true. That's true.
Mhm.
All right. Fine,
Okay.
fancy man.
And
Don't
of course,
don't want you getting killed off.
With the joker,
Like ya.
you get to go first if you wish. Or, you can interrupt anyone at any time instead.
Where is everyone?
Let's see what those cards look like again.
They're going first.
Yep.
And they are. How many of them are there?
You're not sure how many behind you, but there are 4 in front of you.
But all of them have shotguns.
All 4 of them have shotguns.
And we have what?
A couple of pistols and a shotgun.
Okay.
And firepower.
Let's hope so.
And pluck.
And pluck and moxie.
And pluck and moxie.
Win, lose, or draw.
And
Moxie
true
sounds like
grit.
it's delicious.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, win, lose, or draw. There's one in the. Is there one in the store?
There is.
There is one. Let's use it up. Okay, instead of getting that jack, it looks like
Oh,
I
okay.
now have a 5.
You're
When you don't
still
have a
going ahead of
response,
most
just
of us,
repeat.
though, so or half of us.
That's
Is
true.
there another win, lose, or draw? I can't possibly get worse.
Ah, that was the only one.
Can I use a Benny on it?
You absolutely
I'm gonna
can.
spend a Benny on it.
Okay,
What do you mean?
A 2.
Oh.
there you
I
go.
got a 2. Boo.
Oh,
Oh.
well, that jacked her up.
Okay, and
How's that?
I'll use a personal Benny. So
Okay,
there's
that was a
some left in the
personal Benny
store.
used. Yep, still 2 in the store.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Mm.
Did you want to start us off, or did you want?
I'm happy
Princess
to go
Hedgehog.
first if you need.
I'm letting Princess Hedgehog go
Okay.
first.
Okay, Princess Hedgehog.
let's
You're not
see.
sure how many are coming down the stairs behind you, but there are 4 individuals armed with shotguns down the hallway in front of you.
In front of me. How wide is this hallway?
Not particularly wide, maybe 8 feet or so. It's
Sure,
narrow
sure,
confines.
sure.
Really bad place to be with 4 shotguns pointed at you.
Yeah.
Okay. So no cells or anything to duck into.
Oh, the cells are open. You could
Okay.
absolutely duck into them.
Okay.
Then
And so
eventually
could
you're
they.
going to be in a cell with shotguns converging on you.
Mhm.
None of it sounds that great, but
Cells are locked.
Okay.
no, they are open.
Interlocked?
All of them are open. Yes, they are. They are. Cells are locked. That's true.
Cells?
Bad
Right.
jokes. Bad jokes. Bad jokes.
So I am going to. I'm going to fire burst, so I can spread the damage
Ooh.
as much as I can.
Going for the burst.
I'm
Okay.
going for the burst. I tried fire bolt last time, and I really enjoyed it, and it really cooked that guy. But I'm feeling like cone-shaped damage. Rolling on 2d6s for that.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to make it more powerful by spending more points?
I do want to make it more powerful by spending more points.
All right, we're going to need a spell casting roll first, which is a d12, right?
It's a d12.
A d12 and a d6. Let's see what we can get here. The
Yeah,
12
but-
aces. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, 13 is going to be a success with a raise. So normally that would do 3d6, but because you got a raise, it's going to be 4d6 damage. So if we can get 4 6-sided dice rolled for damage on the group of 4 inmates in the front.
Yeah.
That's 6 aces.
And it aces again.
And that's a lot of damage. It is nearly cartoon-like, and the amount of burning that is done to these 4 individuals. Their shotguns will not be going off as their bodies crumple to the ground. Horribly burned, blackened, charred, flesh melted away, and the stench is horrible.
Ew.
Smells like barbecue.
Not at first with the clothes and the hair. It's
Oh.
a different smell,
We went to different barbecues.
clearly.
Mm.
Well, that seemed to work.
They teach you that in journalism school?
Yeah, honey.
Fascinating.
She must be using the Chicago-style book.
Well, you can still hear boots coming down the stairs behind you, or feet, or shoes, or something of the sort.
Because you got the in front of us, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
there are some coming down
Got
the
the
stairs,
ones in
and unless you're gonna go, we're gonna go.
I'm going to go, actually.
Okay.
I feel that it's more than past due time to throw a grenade
Ooh.
from behind us.
Just trying to end things quickly. I like it.
Yeah, I don't want to fight mooks on a stairwell.
All right, give me some other.
That
I
sounds.
really hope your
It's
aim
not-
is good.
Haven't you
'cause I
done
don't want
that
before?
one
Get a
going
Oh yeah,
back
this
down
never
there.
works out for me.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get an athletics roll. What have you got for athletics?
10.
All right, I'll take a D10 and a D6.
Ooh.
10 aces. That's a
And I have to
success
spend a
raise.
penny to get there. It'll put me in the middle, and it's going to be -1 because I'm
Okay.
full pilot or full avatar.
All right, so it's only going to be an 11.
Just to
then.
get the grenade, you know.
Oh,
Just
I
to
see.
get the grenade.
I was gonna say, how would he have a
Are you using a store or personal?
A personal.
Personal, Benny. 11 is a success with a raise. Now, of course, the individuals do get a chance to try and get out of that explosion before it goes off. It's not a great one.
Oh, I
but
spent a penny. I get +2 on that, so it's 13. not 11.
13. Oof.
I have Elan.
Oh, yeah. Well, now, what does Alon do again for the
It
people
gives
at
me a
home?
+2 if I spend a penny on a trait roll.
It's lucky.
Yeah.
Ah,
James is like, when did I let you do that?
Seems a little P to me.
considering I built the character, I'm fully aware of it.
Oh, plus Joker bonus.
Yep, plus the Joker bonus adds 2 more, my friend. That's a 15.
I'll take it.
That's
And
quite
so will the bad
the
guys.
action. Yeah, they're going to. They get a chance to try and get out of that explosion. Can I get 4 6-sided dice rolled, please? And with 2, 2, 1, and 0, because they're at -2, none of them managed to clear the blast radius before it goes off. So again, 4 6-sided dice this time for damage.
No,
That's not so great.
I'll spend a store Benny to re-roll those
All right,
with
spending a store.
using no mercy.
All right. So you get to reroll, and I believe you get a bonus to damage doing it this way as well. Is that correct?
I believe you are correct, yes, but I don't remember what it is
Say
exactly.
+2 bonus to damage. So that's going to be 21 damage on the grenade, and the steps after the horrible sound of the grenade going off in enclosed quarters, and again the bad smell and shrapnel stop, and it is quiet again, other than the loud bang and.
I thought we were trying to sneak up on this guy.
Yeah,
He
no
threw a
sneaking happened at
grenade.
this point.
They were waiting for us with shotguns.
Okay.
I figured
Clearly
stealth
trap.
was not really the approach we were taking at that point. They surrounded us.
Very well done, Professor. That was really a good idea.
As your ears stop ringing, you can hear that agonized screaming growing louder again, and there's other screams with it that seem closer, and they are less horrible screams of pain, and those are cries for help. Someone
Cries for
ahead is
help?
crying for help,
Cries for help.
pleading for help, and they sound absolutely terrified.
Quickly and carefully, everyone.
Let's go.
Did I just say that?
No.
You just
Oh my
said it.
God, what
You
is
just
happening
said
to
it.
me?
Where's your accent go?
Yeah.
It's a great question.
You are still in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we?
I've
We really need the shotgun wielding maniac not to be a shotgun wielding maniac and just.
With that, I pick up 2 of the shotguns.
yeah.
That are melted entirely.
Don't worry. If he makes one false move, he's going in the hole.
Oh, I'm not taking the melted shotguns. I'm taking the ones. I'm taking the blown up shotguns.
Ah, yes.
But the
Oh,
blown
well
up
then,
shotguns
the
are going to be
blown-
better than the melted shotguns.
100%, yes.
All right.
Is this where I point out that I did more damage than you?
Oh, you don't have to. You're a magical powerhouse. I threw a grenade.
I'm a magical power.
I just did what literally anyone could have done. You did slightly better than that.
I have a fanfare playing in my head. Shall we go find out what's going on?
All right. As you move further down the hallway, the screaming is louder, as is the pleading sounds for help. They're growing more insistent, and it is punctuated by grotesque ripping and tearing sounds as well.
Sounds like
Sound
murder. I know
wet
what that is.
and
100%
grotesque.
arm getting ripped off. I know what that sounds.
Oh yes, it is.
Why does it
Definitely
have to
that
sound
sound.
wet?
Definitely that sound.
Because that sort of thing does.
Ew.
You reach a larger circular chamber, and you're not sure what this was intended for initially, but there are numerous passageways leading out of it. There are
It's like being
little
inside of a
rings built
spider.
into the wall all along this chamber with sets of chains going out to them on oh, we're getting stared at by the tech. We didn't do it. We didn't do it. Leo, don't kill us.
Is it mine?
Okay.
It's almost always me.
Is it me?
What do you think? Is it me?
Stop moving
Oh,
your beards.
Then it's probably James is within
Mine
tickling
doesn't go all the way
distance.
down to my microphone.
James is definitely within tickling distance.
I can't help that.
Yeah, you can. It's called scissors.
So,
Anyway.
There are small
there are
rings
chains.
that have been built all along the wall with sets of chains coming out from them. Several of the sets along one side are connected to collars, which individuals seem to be locked in. They're in the outfits of orderlies, like workers, asylum workers, and they are screaming and pleading and begging for someone to help them. The other side, there are still the uniforms of orderlies, but the bodies have been horribly, horribly mangled. And a thing, you can only call it a thing, is making its way along the passageway or the circular chamber wall, ripping these bodies to pieces. It seems to be composed of numerous individuals attached to each other physically in a variety of.
An amalgamatory beast. I've
That's
seen
right.
these for years.
And each face is letting out that horrible scream that you've been hearing, obviously in horrible pain.
As one would.
I cast
The-
healing.
The thing
on
is
clearly
You don't want to heal it?
unnatural.
Don't
and
I want to heal it?
No, that doesn't make
Because
it
if I
stronger.
heal it, it might fall into its component parts.
The thing is clearly unnatural, and also, Princess, it is clearly some magic was used to make that,
Dark
which
magic.
doesn't belong in this metaverse.
Can I roll spellcasting to see if it is?
Well, that's
kind
going to
of
depend
magic
because
that-
we're going to deal out some more cards and kind of see what
Oh.
happens.
I hope it's awesome.
It will be. Oh, it will be.
Wow, that's not so great.
It is not so great, but might as well get him out of the way.
But we're all still maybe.
I still go first. I'm happy.
We all still go before you.
No, because
Oh,
I3 is
no.
spades, and spades goes before hearts or diamonds.
Oh.
So two of you get to go before me.
I thought you had clubs. Okay.
Even though you have entered this chamber, the thing moving along the wall seems completely disinterested in you, just simply moving to more
Well,
chained up
that's
orderlies,
unusual.
ripping them into
I'm
pieces.
very interesting.
And it looks like maybe adding components of these people it's ripping up to itself.
An augmentatory piece
It's
will
a
do that.
One-stop shop for body parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yum. How is it attaching these things? Is it attached purely with magic? Is it like
You're
stitching
thinking
it?
so,
Is
because
it-
as a limb gets closer, like stitching can just come out of the body and stitch it to itself.
Okay, well, it could be magic. It could also be like. Have you seen the movie Cinderella? I recently watched the movie Cinderella from the Human Realm, and
yes,
in it
small
they have like
mice.
the little mice that are stitching things. So it could potentially be. It could potentially be that there are little mice stashed inside of his body, and every time they see a limb coming toward them, they start sewing it onto him.
A sound
You know?
hypothesis. A sound
mean,
hypothesis.
I guess it's a little bit like microbots or whatever those things are that are supposed to like heal you from the inside as things start to go
Are you just
wrong.
conversing this while it's ripping people up, or?
I was buying time for James's mic to get changed. But yes, actually, in character, that does make sense. So yes, I was doing that.
Spades before clubs,
Yeah.
so you're first.
Great. How big is this thing?
Oh, probably like maybe only like 7 feet tall, but it's like probably 7 feet around because of all the.
It has 7 feet
Yes.
because they've been stuck to it too. So
It doesn't seem to be moving very quickly, but it's just moving along,
Oh, I am going to
carry people
I'm
apart.
store bennying.
did you see the Trapper
Store
Keeper
benning?
episode? of
Yep,
South Park.
going full
It's the
P.
50s.
Does
I
that put
have
you into
no idea
0
what you're
bennies?
talking
That's
about.
right. That
Yeah, it
does.
does, it does.
No bennies left for you guys in the store. Going full pilot.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, dear.
And it's time to go Jono Max.
All right, going Jono Max.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what are we doing here? Let's talk us through it.
Spending the day to go full Jono Max, and then I'm
Going to get big.
I'm gonna get big. And I'm gonna attempt to taunt him in some way.
All right, so doing a multi-action.
Yeah, I guess it would technically have to be a multi-action, or
You could just go to get big and.
I'm gonna go get big and then just run up to him,
Okay,
which won't be a multi-action.
correct. It will not be. So going full pilot means I'm going to need a focus roll from you to use that size change.
Yeah, I still have a D8.
All right, a D8 and a D6. Let's see
Never
what
moved.
happens. Out of store bennies, a 5 is a basic success. How
I'll
much
take it.
bigger are you going for?
I'm gonna go a full size category bigger. I'm now a large.
All right. There's now a 10-foot tall individual where you used to be.
Whoa.
Ah, finally someone my size I can play with. Oh dear.
Oh dear, indeed.
And Janamux closes in the body of our assassin. And who's next on those cards? I believe it was you.
I believe it is.
Warren / or no, it is not. It is Agent Shaw, who's in full avatar at the moment. And because you're in full avatar, you're going to have to do something that the other characters aren't going to have to do with. I need you to make a fear check, Agent Shaw, because seeing
interesting.
something like this in a person who is not used to seeing anything like this, coming from a very mundane real world, is beyond terrifying. So what is your spirit?
My spirit is a D6.
All right, I'll take a D6 and a D6.
They didn't cover this in the academy.
No.
There's a really annoying voice in my head saying something to the effect of
Oh dear.
trained to see the worst in the natural world, seeing the
think someone's
supernatural
shot
seems to have
themselves.
flummoxed our FBI agent.
That's a critical
Flummoxed.
failure. You are absolutely, beyond the shadow of a doubt, terrified.
Flummoxed.
Agent Shaw, we're just going to go ahead and skip beyond your card.
Oh wow! Ow!
And his eyes frozen, a look of horror on his face. And that's going to go to the thing along the wall, which continues moving along.
This is why.
You can make a free attack if you want, because it's not engaging you.
Great, I will.
One free fighting attack.
I'll take it. Can I
Jeff,
do it with
this is
manip?
why you don't give
What's that?
James edges.
Just stick him and see if he likes it.
Okay.
He might.
Give me a fighting test. What do you got for fighting?
I will take a
Love my-
D12.
D12 and
Plus
a
two.
D6. Plus 2.
Let's see if they like
A
it.
12 will hit with a raise. So give me raise damage. Make sure to use the strength of the body that you're in.
D8 plus 2D6.
All right, a D8 and 2D6. That 8 aces. 16 total damage. You know, let's go ahead and use one of my Jam the Works. Can you roll a D12 and a D6 to soak that?
No.
And I'm going to soak a wound, so now it doesn't seem to do much of anything.
Good to know.
That's one of my Jam the Works used
Oh,
up,
wait,
though.
does my damage go up because my size went up? I don't know if it does.
It does, but not enough to have made a difference on that particular bracket there.
Okay.
But yes, let's make sure we keep that in mind for your size increase. You're hitting harder.
Good to know.
It moves
I've
past
never
you.
done this, Felix.
It moves past you after you stab it and gets to another one of these orderlies who begs and pleads. And then can I get another D12 and D6 rolled as it grabs hold of the orderly and begins ripping him to pieces? That's 6 aces. Aces again.
Is it time for the dreaded fear table? Also Dado Mox for team leader. Hashtag jam.
Thank you for another Benny for me. You guys are great. 14 is a success with a raise, so if I can get 2 D12 and a D6 for damage rolled on that poor orderly, that would be great. Oh, and that orderly is torn limb from limb. Blood
Saved him.
splattering everywhere.
Oh, jolly good show.
Gore and entrails. It is graphic. One more orderly down. Still some of them left chained up, begging and pleading that someone please set them free. And
Folk might be changing their favorite color from red.
hearts before diamonds. So you're up, Warren/Simon.
Oh God, I'm so conflicted. Who's more in charge? I don't know.
I hate this.
But it seems like this thing probably wants to kill me as much as I want to kill everyone else. So I'm going to attack the monster.
Great.
It honestly doesn't seem interested in attacking any of you. It's just tearing apart the chained up orderlies on the wall.
Well, they do have it coming from big orderlies, you know.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, that's terrible. Absolutely terrible. What a monster I am. Yes. But I'm sure at some point they dump the orderlies, and then we're next on the menu. Are there
Could
any other things in the room? Clues of things? Any occult symbols? Drawings of occult things that might be controlling it? Anything I can notice quickly before taking action?
Actually, there is something you kind of notice is that there's all the remains previously of the individuals it's moved through, and a lot of them seem to be a part of it. It looks like every time it consumes one of these orderlies, it seems to get even bigger and even more dangerous.
Probably want to stop that in some way. Got my shotgun, got my strength. I'm going to run up and force the shotgun as deeply as I can into the midst of this beast and pull the trigger.
Okay.
I'm rather strong, and it is a shotgun.
Yeah.
If there's anything in the middle, which is being held together by some sort of dark force power, it would have a nexus of collective energies which
And
are
is
creating
a
this amalgamatory
shotgun
beast.
gonna work on that?
Sure.
Well,
What do you have for your shooting skill? You can use either one because you're in the middle.
let's see how my shooting is 8.
All right.
Yes, 8.
I'll take a D8 and a D6 minus 1 because you're in the middle. 6 aces.
Ooh.
That's going to hit with a raise because you're using a shotgun. If I can get 4 6-sided dice rolled for damage. 15. I'm going to go ahead and get me a D12 and D6 and use another Jam the Works to soak. Seems to have no effect as you discharge the shotgun at point blank range. Continuing to move towards another orderly to add to it.
You can't be killed. we're going to die. I'm going to die.
Probably.
Looks like we could use an infusion of hashtag BennyStat.
Oh, thank God.
Oh my God! Thank you so much.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
I feel better now.
Thank you, chat. And
Do you want to use it, Benny, to be slightly more useful?
Me? Oh, it's. I mean, am I gonna have to keep on making fear checks, or?
things could get really bad for you unless you decide that you want to use one of those bennies to move things over.
So I'm going to keep on getting fear checks.
Yeah, in your particular case, because of that critical fail, as long as Martin Shaw's around, you're not acting.
Oh, okay, so that's ongoing. Then yes, I will be moving along the slider.
If you wouldn't have got a critical failure, you would have get the chance to maybe get out of that. But because of the critical failure, Martin Shaw is completely paralyzed in terror.
Okay.
But it's on to you, Princess.
So, since we've been treating it more or less as a free action, can I see if there is an external force driving this thing that is magic based?
Sure, give me a D12 and a D6 with your spell casting. Let's see what you can figure out.
Ooh.
You are absolutely certain that there is, but it's not present here.
I run down a hallway. No,
But with that, you're also going to know that the more of these things, these poor orderlies that it consumes, if it keeps consuming them, it will become completely unstoppable, and then it will probably turn on all of you.
Is it only live one?
well, I feel
Well,
like
then.
now is the time for Firebolt. Let's cook this mother beast.
Okay. Going for more direct damage, because that's worked so well for all of you.
Eventually, you're going to run out of those.
It's
Maybe.
true.
We
It's true.
understand
But you
the
said they're
mechanics
not
of the game.
present. You said
Eventually,
that
you're
they're
going to run
not
out of those.
present. Fine. I run down a hallway looking for the source.
That could be a method too, I guess.
Oh my goodness.
You left us
You're going to
again.
leave them. I want to make sure that we know exactly what you're doing. Are you going to leave this and leave them here with the horribly
How many
monstrous
exits
beast?
are there?
And leave
You
these-
are
oh, there's
our
at least a
only
dozen out of this circular
lifeline if
chamber.
we get
So I'll have
hurt.
to pick an exit to leave out
Yep,
of.
you'd be randomly
Fine,
picking
You
I'll
them
can't
up.
just
cook it.
use all the bennies and then
I'm
run away.
going to.
Apparently you can't.
I've only been using my bennies.
And the jets.
I've been using my bennies because I'm being generous. All right, fine. I'm gonna cook it.
Okay.
And now I really wish that I, used the 12 that exploded spell casting on that. But
You're going with a fire bolt because the fire burst will cook your companions as well.
yep, that's one.
Okay. I'll need a spell casting roll of a D12 and a D6.
12.
See if this works out for you. That's a basic success, and that's going to be 2d6 for damage. So let's roll 2d6 and see what happens.
Yeah, it's not going to do damn much, is it?
It might. Look at
Hey,
that.
that's
it's
6
10 to
ace.
start with.
Okay.
11.
You smell burning hair and a little bit of skin, but it continues to move along towards the next orderly, who is now soiling themselves, screaming. Let's go to another round of cards.
Shoot. I could have cast protection on the next orderly.
I killed him so he couldn't absorb him.
Well,
Wow. All the bad cards.
Crap
Wow.
a doodle do.
It's okay. We're getting them out of here.
Okay.
They're gone now.
is that how that works?
But they got a 2-2, so about that.
Yeah, they still go before us.
Start of the
Yeah.
turn, as it has absorbed the orderly from
man.
last round, it's now a little bigger than it was before with another arm.
How big?
It went from being like 7 feet tall and 7 feet around, and now it's closer to like 9 feet tall and
So
9
it's
feet
still
around.
smaller than me. I'm going to grapple it.
Okay.
You're gonna grapple it?
Ooh.
It
Yeah.
has so many arms.
Yeah, I know. But nobody else is stopping it. So
All
Put
right.
Your finger in his bum.
that's exactly
We
what
will
I'm
make
gonna do.
opposed athletics checks. Because you're bigger, you get a +2 bonus to your athletics check.
Great. So
Okay,
I'll have a
listen,
D10 plus 2,
listen.
right? Yes.
All right. If we get a D10 and a D6, add 2, so an 8, and it will roll a D10 and a D6 as well.
Which hole will you go?
But it's going against your 8 with a 4. So you have succeeded with a raise. So you have grappled it, and you have it bound and entangled at present.
Neat.
So it will not be moving or taking any actions until it can break free of being bound and entangled.
Excellent.
And I believe that's
Done.
going to move us on to who's next. Warren / Simon. That
Yes.
shotgun seemed remarkably ineffective. At the
It
moment,
did. I've left it stuffed in the side. with
at
good
the
bullets.
moment,
You could-
Jonah Mox does seem to have it grappled and held and stopped from getting to the next orderly and
Yes.
tearing them apart.
So beat the shit out of it.
So looking at where he has him grappled, the main door, is any of the doors open near them into like a room or somewhere with a door still?
Just hallways that you can see so far.
Hallways. Does the nearest hallway have a door
Not
anymore?
immediately, no.
Anything large above us, maybe like a large block of metal or a anvil or
Nothing of that particular sort.
chandelier.
Piano.
Nothing of particular
We're
sort,
gonna
but all
laugh
these
at
orderlies,
Smithy.
all these orderlies have those collars that have them chained to a wall, and that the chain is particularly stout. Now the collars, less so. They look, more along lines of just being able to hold someone in place. But those chains are all very stout-looking chains.
Is there any place that seems to maybe the chains we could fasten onto this thing, like wrap it around like chain?
If you could get it off of these orderlies, you could probably use them, yeah, quite effectively. But the orderlies being attached by the collar makes wrapping it around them. a
Well,
dangerous
there's several orders
proposition.
that aren't attached to their collars very much anymore, aren't there? I mean, they've been disassembled, I think, as 5 would say. And so, looking to see if there's are there enough collars and chains near Jonah, Mox, and the monster that one could procure chains without ripping the head off of one of these orderlies, as I'm thinking it would be fun and quick to do, but don't want to because it also seems like a bad idea for some reason.
You could probably get one over there fairly quickly, but as it's moving towards the living orderlies, it's much closer to them. What is your smarts, Warren?
The smarts for Warren is 10.
You are 100% certain you could quite easily snap any one of those collars right off the neck of an orderly
Brilliant.
without hurting the orderly.
Brilliant.
I mean, particularly in this
Oh,
body
yeah, you
you're
have
in.
this rather simony body.
Yeah.
All right. So I call out to Professor Jonah Mox and say, something funny and quippy with a pun in it about chaining someone down. I don't know. Chat could think of something I could yell. Anyway, and I run over and I grab the chain off the guy and pop the collar, and then fling using my agility and strength to lasso around and capture the chain to cinch as a clove hitch would do.
How many actions is that?
You see,
It's gonna be 2 so far.
a chain. You can actually flip a clove hitch around like a stump or something very easily.
Are you trying to do like a Princess Leia Jabba the Hutt kind of thing?
More securing, but very. You flip the chain into a clove hitch around the thing in one fell move, and then tighten it as he finds
It helps to
tightens
imagine
more.
him in the gold bikini.
It really does.
I imagine myself in a gold bikini quite frequently.
All right,
This
that's going to
one
be
time-
2 actions with athletics tests for both of them. Because you're multi-acting, you're going to be at a -2.
All
And
right.
because you're in the middle, that's a further -1. You can use either sheet's athletics skill.
But his athletics is only completely astounding.
Yeah, Simon's athletics and agility. Athletics
Oh,
is
wow.
12, agility is 12.
All right, so we'll be at a
Simon-
D12 and a D6 -3 for the first of the multi-action. A
7.
7 is a success. You snap the collar right off of this orderly, who immediately, terrified, begins running down the corridor that you guys came out of,
Jolly good.
screaming.
Bully for him.
And then I will take one more of those D12s and D6s as you attempt to use it as a clove hitch, I believe you said?
Clove hitch. Yes.
Ooh, not so hot with
I
that
think
one.
there's a Benny there for my face.
You can use a store Benny or a personal Benny.
Let's use my right personal Benny.
Personal Benny. Let's go ahead and reroll a 2 and a 3 that time around. What was that? No, it was a...
And as a point of order, we all got an extra one.
Okay,
Oh,
there's the
that was
reroll. The 6
Joker,
aces,
yeah.
so let's roll another 6 and see what we get. Oh, yeah, because it happens to be bound and entangled, you are getting an additional +2 bonus to that. So you're going to be able to get another raise in there. So now there are 2 of you that have it successfully grappled together. That's going to stack up between the 2 of you working together as a team, grappling this thing. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere so long as, well, you're able to hold it in place. Who's next on the cards? Oh, we're on to 2s, and hearts goes before clubs or diamonds, so it's going to try to make its attempt to leave. Unfortunately, with 2 people having it bound and entangled, it has a -4 on its test that is opposed by yours, which are both at +4 because you are working as a team. So if I can get a D10 and a D6 minus 4. It looks like 0 is the best I can do there, which you can't lose. So you don't even have to make opposed rolls. You're holding it in place. It doesn't get to move.
But if we get raises, don't we do extra damage if we're squeezing it?
Only on your turn
Okay.
as an action can you do to hurt it. But yeah, that
One
will
of these days,
stack
I'm going
up.
to make a grappler and just understand this stuff.
It can be really, really horrible when exploited properly, particularly with a team up makes it nasty in this game.
Oh, dear.
As it stands, it's unlikely this individual is going to be able to break free, barring some extraordinary circumstances. That does put us to our next two, which in this case is going to be diamonds before clubs. Princess.
It's me.
They do seem to have it held for now. There are still 7 other screaming orderlies trying to get free of their collars and looking very, very jealously at the one that got broken free and is fleeing down the corridor.
Well, yeah. Princess Hedgehog doesn't have, like, thievery or anything to unlock them, and,
That's true.
not especially strong.
That is also true.
Yeah. I could potentially cast protection, but I'm wondering if sloth or speed would be more useful. Useful?
Catchphrase.
Useful.
Could be.
Useful to our
Help
two
us.
combatants.
Slothing that big guy would not hurt us at all.
Wrestle, 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 wrestle.
Okay.
Sloth.
I'm gonna do it. I'm
All
gonna
right.
do it. I'm gonna be like all of those legs and nowhere to go.
Just
Okay.
like date night.
That's going to be a D12 and a D6 as you sloth it. A 7 is a success. It's going to be a bit slower now and have a harder time even attempting the actions it was going to take before. That's going to put a damper on
That's
things.
a nice move.
It's now slowed, bound, and entangled twice.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's going to be an effect there. And hey, Agent Shaw, are you going to be spending any of those bennies
I'm
over there?
going to be spending 2 personal bennies and going full Paul.
Full paw.
Yeah, just so I can do something.
And
Anybody
Paul
I
is
missed you?
absolutely not terrified by this beast. Fascinated somewhat, but not terrified.
So Paul's gonna just kind of saunter around and check out this bound creature for a second, take a sip of coffee, and then go and unlock one of the prisoners while kind of like spelling out the various weaknesses of the creature. I'm looking to do it multi-action. I want to unlock whichever orderly's closest, and also use Monster Slayer. And just
All
kind of
right. What
commu-
skill are you going to use to unlock?
Could I use a repair?
Absolutely. So let's start with repair first. What do you have for that?
10 plus 2.
So it'll be a flat 10 with a 6 also because you're multi-acting. Flat 10, that's a 4. That's
Okay.
enough for a basic success.
All
Yeah,
right.
And then
Good thing you went all the
Yeah,
way.
no.
a Colt
Right.
for the Monster Slayer. What do you
that'll
have for
be
a Colt?
A D10.
No plus 2 on that one?
Nope.
All right, so a D10
this
and a
one.
D6 minus 2. A 4
Still
is a
6.
basic success.
All
What does
right.
a basic success give you with
A-
Monster Slayer?
Yeah, a success reveals weaknesses and gives a +1 trait roll to all allies.
So you guys are going to get another plus
We'll
1
take it. That's going to be a
Yeah.
+9 we got on him right now.
thrown in there. Things are going to be very, very difficult for it. You believe the weakness is the thing is essentially on like a fuel tank. If it stops consuming, it starts decreasing.
It's kind of shark-like. Immobilizing it like you're all doing now is the perfect action.
Now, we're going to go into one last round of cards here. Now, before I deal them out, I'm going to let you know we're going to go ahead and just for funsies, we're going to rule of cool this last round because I want
Oh.
to see how things go.
Oh, oh,
So,
oh,
and I believe, Dave, this is your first rule of cool.
It
isn't
is indeed.
oh my goodness.
Okay, so now don't worry about my card. It is irrelevant for this round because the rule of cool is based on you. Now we're going to go in the reverse order we usually would, meaning the one of you with the worst cards is going to have to come up with their physics be damned craziest plan first. And then we work our way all the way through the table till everyone has said their wild and crazy plan. And then the folks watching get to vote and see whose wild and crazy plan automatically succeeds and who else still has to try but at a penalty. So it looks like we're starting with you, Paul. Your wildest, craziest, physics be damned. You can do anything in this moment. What happens?
Paul remembers a moment they had back when we were in the Weird West, and I was working with a fella named Doc Vandal, who pulled a very similar trick, melding several bodies together into some horrific abomination. Paul will remember the compound that was used to create it and kind of instantly figure out an inversion of it that would be used to pull all the body parts off of each other and potentially, not kill them, but like have these orderlies, perhaps be able to have a life after this. Maybe as amputees, perhaps not in great shape, but with rehabilitation and time, they could do well. So perfect scenario. Paul cooks something up real quick, throws a flask of something onto the beasts, and the beast reverts, and we get a bunch of people able to live their lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I believe, Princess, you'd be next to telling
I
us.
think I'm going to piggyback on that. And I'm going to throw some healing power in there. Because somebody started talking about necromancy, and I was like, man, what if I could reverse some heinous stuff and bring people back to life? Admittedly, it's a little bit self-serving because you know she wants a necromantic army. I mean...
Friends.
She wants friends.
Necropals.
Definitely friends.
She just wants a little romance in her life. She just wants it to be necromance.
And I also
I love you to death.
probably would give them a speech afterwards that they all have to like, follow, and subscribe to the various social media channels.
No one wants a fungal army.
Yeah, as a show of their things. So, what Paul was gonna do with science, I'm gonna do with magic.
Okay.
But also get necropals.
And I get necropals.
I love the theme song to Necropals will be coming up soon.
That would be a great waffle.
Jonah Mox?
All right. So, this is like the first time I think Jonah Mox has been in a situation that he considers comfortable for himself.
Oh, no.
The whole time he's been here. But things are getting dire, and now figuring out that this thing just gets tougher every time it eats another dude. Obviously, something needs to be done, and quickly. So, since I've got him, I'm kind of behind him, like had him in this kind of full Nelson thing, because I'm slightly bigger than he is. I'm just gonna swing my arm around and put him in what I would consider a chokehold, and then turn my body to steel, and then shrink back down to regular size.
That's strong.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, no. You're
maybe even shrink down to micro size so I can just pop that sucker right off.
You going to Ant-Man him?
Ant-Man wishes that he had the nuts to try and pull this off.
Okay.
Instead, he just has a girlfriend that doesn't like vaccines. Too soon? Sorry, I've got the internet.
Warren Winston Williams III.
You see, in this world we live in, of course, I think of the times when I was traipsing through the jungles and learned the magical art of sing fighting, where you could sing a tune and put your opponent to sleep with a lullaby. If he's asleep, he cannot consume, and therefore, by singing my fight through, I would be able to lull him, and he would be able to eat no more, and he would dissipate into goo, being asleep from my warbling sounds of fight song through.
Completely free of copyright infringement.
What now? I would sing nothing.
You will sing something original.
Of course. It has to be.
So, there you have it, folks, and now it's up to you. Who succeeds? Who still has to try?
Okay, I can't wait to see nothing sexual. Necropals. I love it.
I do kind of miss that Doc Vandal's comments on
Nothing
it.
sexual, mind you.
Yeah.
Oh, Doc Vandal was
Doc
great.
Vandal.
So who succeeds
Love
that
that
chat
guy.
world? Give us your votes.
Vote, 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 vote.
Vote, 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 vote.
Rock the vote.
You
Rock
have
the
the
vote, baby.
opportunity to give these people, these unfortunately dead people, a long
These
and happy
poor,
life.
unfortunate souls is
Yeah.
what you're
These
trying to
poor-
say, right?
Yeah, I was
Don't
trying
start
to
singing.
avoid that.
Don't
We
start
know what
singing.
you're about, Ursula.
I just want to give them a long and happy life.
I just want to give them a long and happy.
Let's see what happens.
These are all good. I like them.
Buddy.
So.
I just-
Nice creative thinking.
I don't think.
Yeah,
I
I've
don't
always
think this
wanted
is
to try something because I've only been
I
able to change my size for a short amount of time, and I'm like, oh, how can I mess with this?
Your guillotine Mox. Right now.
Guillotine Mox, yeah.
That's a real deal guillotine right there.
There's a,
Pretty good.
I'm like French Jonah Mox,
Yeah.
really. You know?
Oh, he would love this.
Aw, French Jonah Mox.
Jonah Moxon.
That's right, Jonah Mox.
Mais oui, mais plus.
Votes are going to end soon, folks. If you haven't voted, get your vote in now.
Vote for magic.
Pierre somebody.
Vote for Necropow.
Is it
Yeah.
I know
Jean-Pierre.
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 Oh.
Jean-Pierre.
Oh,
Good man.
Good
Wait,
time.
no, really, really bad man.
Yeah, he
In
was a
fact.
terrible person.
He was a terrible, terrible person.
terrible person.
Had a great power of replicating himself, though.
Oh, that was.
Oh, and I had that power
terrific.
for a while, and it was pretty
That
fun.
was a terrific.
And I
power.
probably would have kept that. Like, I probably would have
But
like
you wanted
absolutely
guns.
bonded that guy. But like,
You
Dude,
wanted
you could
that.
date yourself. And
but
be just, like,
Beaumont
always happy.
Morningstar was just so charming.
Yeah.
And so, like, and he was like all about love after being a bad guy for so long. It's like, how could you not want to bond with that guy? He was just
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
Now that's.
Whoa.
Oh.
Oh, come
Votes?
on.
Their
Votes, votes,
votes?
votes, votes.
Votes,
votes, votes, votes, votes, votes,
votes.
Votes.
I mean, they might all be in.
It could be.
I think, yeah, it looks like every vote ends. We'll be just looking for the results. They'll be up any second. I
Those
know it.
results.
Oh, see, votes closing.
Pennsylvania's holding us
3,
up.
2.
Too soon. Too soon.
Oh,
I
at
don't
least it
feel
wasn't
well.
Warren
Florida.
declares himself winner before all the votes are in.
Oh, winner by one vote.
Oh.
By one vote.
We could have saved their lives.
So close. Almost
Ah,
won
Too
that.
cool.
That means that the rest of you are still going to have to try these crazy plans of yours with additional penalties because you didn't get the votes.
Sorry, but I'm about to pop that top off there. Hey, pop that top off.
So, Paul, you know, you're not doing so bad. I mean, you're only going to be doing your actions at a -6. So.
Okay, I can work with that.
Only a minus.
With these modifiers, that's nothing. That's nothing.
Yep.
I got a fighting chance.
So let's start with creating the inversion compound, which, let's use science for that, shall we?
Okay.
What do you got for science?
Be a 10 plus 2.
All right, so a
Science.
10 and a 6,
Science.
-4. Yeah, that is not going to work out.
I got a fighting chance. I can still pull this off.
And then, well, you're throwing it, so that's an athletics test at the
All right.
same result. Which, what do you got for athletics?
I got a D8.
A D8 and a D6, so again at -6. Hey, that's 6 aced. So you're going to be able to hit with,
With
your.
a 5.
Yeah.
That's a badass.
Yeah.
Ah.
Unfortunately, you didn't
Nice.
succeed in creating it, so it's
What are you throwing, really? Just the raw materials.
basically.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know if it's a nerd or if it's gone wrong. I don't know. But
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
And we're going to do
You
the
said
same.
You didn't know if it was a nerd.
oh, no, no.
Oh,
No, I'm
it's a
nerd.
nerd.
It's a
Nerd.
nerd. It's a
Dun,
nerd.
dun, dun.
Princess, first we're going to need your healing, so that's going to be a spell casting roll at -6. So a D12 and a D6 -6.
Come on, big money.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh.
Oh.
There you go. That's still manages to pull out a success. So we've got a success on the healing. Now, the important part of this is you're persuading them all to, like, follow, a share on you. So that's going to be persuasion that you're going to be using
Oh.
on that.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that was a multi-action on there. I might have.
Okay.
They're going to be.
Okay.
And,
That's going to be
for-
really tough for them since they don't know what any of that means.
And for the rest of us and all the folks watching at home, how exactly does that go? Tell us that.
Oh, sure. So as they are I mean, I guess it worked. So as they're like,
No, I just want to know what your speech is to get them to
Oh.
like, follow, and share you.
I see.
Subscribe, rate, and review.
Since they don't know what that is.
That is true, but I don't know that I don't know that. So here we go. It's going to go like this. Hello, friends. Welcome back from the brink of extinction. I am your new god.
Please
My
let this
name-
work.
My name is Princess Hedgehog. You can find me on the following platforms. Don't worry if you don't understand, your kids will. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Instagram. And you can find me on casting networks.
And you could probably find her on Tinder too, let's be honest.
No, actually. Hinge. So you can also find me on Hinge and on Facebook. And let's see. Oh, I'm sure there's
That
something
lies.
else. Oh, yes.
Okay.
You could probably also find me on OnlyFans.
All right. So Persuasion, what do you have for that skill?
I have a 10.
All right, a D10 of the D6 minus 6.
You know what? I'm going to spend a Betty on it.
Spend that, Bernie!
All right, let's try one more time. That's 6 aces. You might actually pull this off.
Oh!
Just shy.
I don't get
Like or subscribe? Nope, none of it.
No, you
No,
don't get a single like or
not even
subscribe.
just like a little +1 because that speech was so good.
Oh.
Oh man, yeah, I think you should have done that if the speech would have been better.
Yeah, if the speech would have been better.
Speech was great. The voice, though.
Hey, you know, for the easy ones, you're only going to be at a -4 because you're only trying to do one thing over there. Now, what is your performance skill? Because you know
Performance?
that's what singing is managed under, and also.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought that would be under vigor and
athletics.
Yeah.
Is that what you were hoping for, there, big guy?
What do you have for
I was
performance?
going to think it would be under language, right?
Do you have the performance skill?
It'd be under P.
No.
Okay, so that means its base is a D4 -2. With the extra -4, it means you're at a D4 -6. So we get a D4 and a D6 -6.
This needs to ace a lot.
Just a whole bunch.
Yep.
Hey, that
Again,
4
come on,
did.
pop it again. Pop that. Oh, the 7.
7 -6 is 1. Now, it's not gonna work out for you. But however, I do want to hear a non-copyright infringement, a little tidbit of this lullaby song. What does it sound like?
Oh, grotesquerie beast, please go to sleep for me. Your arms and faces fall off, and then we will go have fun.
No,
All right.
There you go.
And then the winner, Jonamox, with their plan absolutely succeeding with a.
That
You
never
kill a bunch of
happens
healed
to me.
people.
That's right.
They're all
So-
healed. You killed them all.
You absolutely critically succeeded with a raise because chat voted for you. How exactly does it go down? Describe to us in graphic detail what happens.
Well, again, like I've got them in this giant full Nelson while I'm hoping you guys are doing stuff. I don't. All of a sudden, one of you starts singing.
Get splashed.
Well, somebody's getting. I'm getting splashed.
Salad dressing.
You
So I
get
read it-
splashed with
yeah,
pulse juice.
Yep.
I reach that arm around and make sure I'm locked in real tight. You know, I've got a good full-on like rear naked choke going on. Make sure I turn my whole body into perfect, and like it's a seamless transition. The way his body just clearly just turns into the hardest steel you've ever seen. Like, and it seems so
Go
effortless.
on.
Yeah.
Tell us
So
more
effortless.
about it.
Nothing went
It's
wrong.
really easy.
And then he just
we
seems
just
to
tell you nothing
disappear,
goes
and a
wrong?
little
Is
head
that a-
pops off as he shrinks down to the size of a mouse.
Kind of popping it.
Kind
like
of,
a-
yeah, just absolutely just like a giant pimple on top of this thing.
Body parts and pieces flying everywhere. However, there was one success in all of those, which was Princess Hedgehog's healing.
Killed
I
a bunch of
really
people.
hope this doesn't come around to bite me in the ass and actually just heal it back into its grotesquerie shape. Go on.
No, but it doesn't come out the way you want it to exactly. The positive bonus is Jonamox does not get covered with all kinds of grotesque bodily fluids. As each of these parts that you separate, you seal over the wounds, so they're all just perfect individual body parts that land. Not bleeding at all. Some of the faces and heads scream for a second before the people die, horribly disconnected from
Wilhelm
the body.
screams.
I could have had necro pals. Chat, we're going to talk about this later.
But now there are body parts everywhere. There's still a few of the chained up orderlies begging to be released. They're terrified.
Let's release them.
Landed in a superhero pose, and I'm like, okay, was that totally awesome? That seemed totally awesome, right?
He's about that tall.
Here you go. And I pick, and I'm like, I pick you up. And I'm like, what is it like? And I put you on my shoulder. I'm usually the one on somebody's shoulder riding around. Wait. And I climb up onto Paul's shoulder.
I was gonna say, yeah, 3 deep.
3 deep. Hey.
And now we have achieved our ultimate form.
The orderlies are growing slightly more terrified.
That's fair.
Can I get on your shoulders? I feel like it's important we do this.
Of course.
All right.
I'm gonna hop down and unchain the rest of the.
Well, as small as you are, you can just kind
Chicken
of climb up.
Chicken
and-
fight. The blood
I'm
viscera.
already awesome at stealing
Blood
stuff.
orgy. Blood orgy.
I just stick my knife in there. I can take.
Well, you can actually just reach right into the lock. You're that big.
yeah.
There's these primitive locks, and you just kind of turn it, unlock them, and a couple of them give you like
Run for your useless lives.
a few of them like try and thank you, but most of them just look really terrified and flee down the hallway from whence
This
you
time
came.
killing you them suddenly and unexpectedly.
What is your spell casting again? A D12? Can I get a D12 and a D6 from Princess Hedgehog?
What are you doing to me?
Something awesome.
Sure.
You can feel like a strong pulsing of magic coming from that hallway. Someone is in the midst of a powerful magic spell.
Oh yeah.
You know what this means. I run toward it.
I'm on her
Princess
shoulder. I
Hedgehog
don't care.
takes off.
I'm fine.
Anyone
I don't have to
following?
chase.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'll follow.
I pilot my 4 deep pals down the hallway.
And I will also stealth.
Because you're tiny.
I'm tiny and I'm on somebody's shoulder. This is going to be great.
All
They'll
right.
never see me coming.
At the end of this hallway, a door stands open, and there is what is clearly a laboratory in here. There's little seats and set up for people to be experimented upon, little tables and the like. And the center of this room, a lot of the equipment has been pushed out of the way so that strange symbols can be painted on the floor and on various objects. And there is clearly, from his clothing, a doctor in the midst of some foul and dark, terrible magical ritual. And I need one more spell casting roll from you at a D12 and a D6 as Princess Hedgehog enters the room.
I
Ooh, that's
have
not
one
so
last Benny.
spending it.
Personal, yeah.
All right, spending last personal Benny. Let's see if we can do better than a 1 and a 3.
Ooh.
4 and 8 is a success with a raise. You are not 100% certain what the ritual itself is supposed to do, but you realize as he is raising a knife up that he is intending to use himself as the blood sacrifice to trigger this. So whatever it is, the guy's going to kill himself, and if it happens, you can't stop it once it happens.
What about the ducks?
So you kind of have to stop him from, well, killing himself.
Cast protection.
Well, let's see what happens with cards. And I need to ask you, are you going to let your friends know any of this information before we go into these cards?
Yeah, it's gonna be like when you play telephone. So I whisper over to Jonah Mox. I'm like, hey, he's about to do a blood ritual on himself that's going to cause something cataclysmic to happen, and I'm a little bit worried about it. We should stop him. Tell Paul.
Hey, Paul, he's about to pop a blood blister on himself, and it could cause a cataclysmic something or other.
Warren, there's going to be a pyroclastic eruption under this facility in less than 10 seconds.
And you are in full Jonah Mox, so you can't have a card that low. So let's see if we can do better with that
Good,
one.
thank you. I'll take that one.
That is the card you get. And you're going to be starting us out. It looks like he's reaching a knife up, and he's going to be trying to cut his own throat.
That's so crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop him
How?
by cutting off his hand. The
Oh!
one holding the knife.
I like it.
Wait, but will that create the blood?
It's not lifeblood. No. And I don't. You weren't that clear about it anyway. He has to kill himself.
So
I'm
as-
not going to let him kill himself.
As
Hand
tiny
blood.
Jonah Mox? Are you
Oh
doing
no, I'm
this?
gonna get back to regular size right before I hit him. I'm coming at him when I'm small, but
Okay.
since I don't
I
have
like
to roll
this.
for that shape
Yeah,
change,
this
I can
physics
just go back
work
to
that
normal
way.
size.
No, but what we are
Like
going to
to
roll
flee,
for is
and then-
what is your stealth? Because you
That's
might
what
have
I'm
the
picturing.
drop
Right,
for
the
this attack.
mask.
My stealth is normally just 10.
All right, so do a 10 and a 6 and adding
And I have-
6 to it.
And I have a plus. Yeah. He is
Alright.
not going to see me coming.
No. No idea. So you're going to get the drop for this attack as you appear out of nowhere from being tiny. The drop will offset the called shot penalty. So you have no penalty to the attack. Called shot for the hand to cut off the hand.
Okay.
It will be a straight fighting roll, however you choose to do it.
Well, I've got to use my knife, so it'll be a D12 plus 2.
All right, a D12 and a D6 plus 2 aimed for the hand. A 7.
I'll spend a personal on that.
Spending a personal Benny.
Maybe that
And
joker from earlier, that's a bit better. I'll take a 13.
a 13 is a success with a raise. So what kind of damage do you typically do?
It will be a D8 plus a D6 normal, and then a D6 for the raise and a D6 for the drop, right?
4 for the drop, just flat.
Just 4 for the drop. So 2D6, 1D8 plus 4.
All right. And not intending to kill, I am guessing.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, that is more than enough. You chop the hand clean off, the knife clattering to the floor. He screams loudly, clutching his wrist, blood spurting out of it.
I have a bad feeling about this.
He staggers back and falls over into one of the seats. Pulls his belt off and starts wrapping it around his arm to stop the blood. You, again.
Great.
No.
Okay. You win. I can't do it. Can't beat you. Every world I go to, everything I try, you're there. Stop me.
Well,
That's it.
Because we were going to tell you that he surrenders.
You won. And
This seems like a trick.
at that moment, you're all frozen in place as an individual appears in the room.
No.
I can't anything.
What is going on here? Rhodes stands before you. You've got magic, the broken law, a whole group of insane people in orderly outfits fleeing to the mainland that are going to go and kill hundreds of people, mass murdering. You've screwed up this entire metaverse. All of you. Now, the only reason I don't just drop the 4 of you in meta end and have you rot in cells is you got me to that one who I haven't been able to find. So, I'm probably not going to lock you all up, but I just might. But we're going to go down to meta end. We're going to sit down at the station, and we're going to work this whole thing out, and you're going to answer all my questions.
If anyone's wondering what meta end is, it's an interdimensional prison.
Oh.
Yes, you're going to the big house.
In our
So-
defense,
Gotta
we
catch
have
me
very
first.
little guidance.
We can't
Yes,
move.
I'm sure, and everything flashes around you, and you're not in your avatars anymore. You're in your physical bodies.
Oh, that's better.
And for a place called Meta End, it seems kind of interesting that the place around you is a 50s style diner.
Ah,
There's
Joe.
people in all of the booths. Yeah, it's the legendary Joe's Diner. What the hell are you doing in Joe's?
I need a milkshake.
This is Joe's Diner. This isn't a prison. And even Rhodes looks shocked.
I'm going to give Rhodes like the dumbest
And
look
stunned.
ever. Like,
What?
you realize you're going to be in trouble now, too. You're not allowed to do that.
I supposed to be.
Hey, this guy teleported us inside the diner.
And outside the doors is just nothing. There's nothing outside this
It's a
diner.
restaurant at the end of the universe. All of a sudden, fries, please.
The fries are good.
And as your eyes turn towards that door, your missing-handed friend smiles, nods his head, and steps through the doors,
Son of a...
disappearing.
Oh, damn.
Well, we should go after him.
Hey,
Sure.
Rhodes. You totally fucked this up.
Oh, no.
Do you need us to fix your mistakes? Because we're good at that.
Mistakes. Where is Meta End? Where is
This
my
isn't
prison?
Medicine?
Not here.
That's where you're supposed to be. That's...
Well,
Rhodes.
I don't get off course.
Apparently, it's off to lunch.
Rhodes. Never happened.
What do you mean? Never?
I mean, Captain Air dipshit over there who just escaped on you, by the way, just changed everything. Everything we were trying, he got it. He just
There's
won.
no meta
Wait, are you
in.
telling me that meta end never happened?
Well, why would it? I mean, if you're changing the future and then you're going back and changing the past and you're still meeting in the middle,
That changes.
I don't even know if Rhodes is Rhodes anymore.
Rhodes, are you Rhodes?
Am I me?
Would you know if you're Rhodes?
He's got the hat.
Oh. Oh, wow, that
Yeah.
sucks.
That's
Oh, is your
interesting.
magic not working?
In that case, I'll take a double cheeseburger.
How would
and a
you like it
milkshake.
done? And I pull up a tiny flame in my hands. You need it. You need it well done.
There's one way to know for sure.
Overcooked. It's just a hat.
It's just a hat.
Don't lose it.
Uh-oh.
In that case, I think I'll take a milkshake too.
I'll take a coffee.
Oh, how's the pie?
Did we forget the part where there's someone we're supposed to be chasing, or does it just not matter
He's-
anymore?
I mean, you went out into
Gone
into
now.
nothingness. I mean, you feel free to jump
When
after
you
him, but-
step through the doors of Joe's Diner, it takes you where you need to go. I'm not sure it would take you to where they went.
I mean, I guess we need to go where he is, so maybe, perhaps.
So it'll take us exactly where we need to go. I, for one, would like a shower, so I'm going to go back to the ship.
Can I take my food to go?
Oh, yeah, I'm not missing the burger.
Oh, I hear it's really good.
The diner is packed. There are a lot of people in here. Hollywood is struggling to keep up, serving everyone by himself.
I start
Seems
going
busier
around.
than usual, bud.
Yeah, a lot of people just showed up.
Suddenly?
Yeah,
Like in the last hour?
yep, and a lot of Joes aren't there anymore. There's less locations,
Less locations, but more people.
like a lot less.
Yeah. Rhodes did it.
Figures. Still not getting a milkshake, Rhodes.
So I'm gonna go around and I'm going to be shaking people's hands and being like, "Hello, hi, hello. I don't know if we've met. I'm Princess Hedgehog. You can follow me on the various platforms. I'm gonna get my followers."
There are a variety of interesting and strange different species and races of individuals in here. All kinds. Some of them are like floating balls of energy, and others are different strange humanoid forms.
Are there any mushroom goblins?
No, not a one.
Anyone I've met before?
A few look familiar to you, but no, they just look like people you might have known once.
Ah.
And you've known so many people.
It's true. It's very true.
But yeah, Joe's Diner, and then now no meta end, and apparently a bunch of metaverses no longer there either.
This didn't go well.
You could say that.
This didn't go well.
It almost did.
It would seem that someone has undone some of the past. As you were certain before, you thought, that maybe this guy wasn't lying. Now you're damn sure he
This
wasn't
is
lying.
really just more proof that he wasn't lying, and really just a bigger version of like those disappearing pictures. We're just getting
So
back
do
to the
we-
future way harder now.
Do we tell the council
Tell them what?
that somebody's erasing their past? Without their past, they're not even the council. Without their past, they're not even the council. Without our past, we're not us. Oh no.
Only a matter of time.
So we need to figure out how to fix this, but we also need a plan B, like immediately.
I hear you can get it at the drugstore.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
But
She's-
maybe we should go talk to the others.
Yeah. But not Johnson.
Rhodes?
Order up! Oh, it brings you your to-go burgers. I don't have any seats left, or I'd give you guys
No,
food.
no, no.
It's fine.
You're good. Rhodes,
Yes?
bye.
Yeah. I'll be here
Oh dear.
Gross.
if you need me, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see ya.
And stepping through the door, you're on the deck of the Reliance again?
Well,
Yeah, well,
It's my
I
favorite
guess
restaurant
you
for this exact
really-
reason.
really really needed that shower.
Yeah.
Or at least my avatar did.
Oh,
I'm-
fair.
I'm fresh as spring daisy.
And as you're there, you've got the ship. It's mostly to yourself, it seems like. It
I'm on the
hasn't
deck.
been that long. And, oh,
Am I in the Metapod?
that's the oven timer going off. There's a cake ready.
Of course.
Cake!
Ah,
The cake. Indeed.
Now I've got a milkshake and a cake.
silver linings.
Oh, best horse day ever.
Hmm.
Pierce sticks his head in. Do I smell Joe's?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Now I wanna
And
play.
that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the end of this
Yeah.
episode of The Reliables.
Join us next time.
Join us next
Yeah,
week.
Next week with a brand new metaverse.
Brand new metaverse and the beginning of our two-part season finale. That's right.
Yay!
We'll see you then. We love you guys. Make sure to check out The Reliables
Stay
Twitter,
beautiful.
The Reliables webpage, the Discord. You can catch up on all kinds of stuff in the Discord.
And like and subscribe us.
Yes. And all
where
that
we
other
are.
social media stuff, too.
Mm-hmm.
Check out Zoe Game Night on Thursdays. We love you guys, and we will see you next time.
Ciao.